Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Learn more about the Experience community at our website, local.theexperience.video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Experience is brought to you each week by these great sponsors. Jim Coolman Insurance. Since 2003, focusing on auto, home, and life insurance. Contact Jim and his team at 541-753-2500 or online at jimcoolman.com. Capital Mortgage Source. Your trusted mortgage professional is just a click away. Call 541-829-8042 or capitalmortgagesource.com. Albany Area Habitat for Humanity is partnered with families, volunteers, donors, businesses, and community organizations to create safe, affordable housing. Albany Area HFH.org. James Reed Agency, specializing in comprehensive coverage for nonprofits, ministries, small businesses, and personal lines of coverage across the Northwest. JamesReedAgency.com or call 503-588-8229. And now let's get on with the show.
Hey, let's get on with the show. How's it going, Scott?
That's good. I always love that. Get on with the show. Mondays are always such a fabulous time, Russ. We get to hang out together, talk to remarkable people. We've got Joe Hills today, learn about his world, his life, faith, business, everything is going to be great, but just good to see you here on the Experience Local, Russ.
Yes. Even if I can't get the right camera working, I am still here and on camera. That's good. So thankful, Scott, for you, man. I tell you, what a blessing every Monday. And, we do, like you say, have the most remarkable guests, and we continue to grow in our community. The word's getting out. People are talking to their friends, but we just want to remind you all today, you know what? It is Monday morning at 9 a.m. as we Pacific Daylight Time as we record this show. And there's a lot of people that are just getting rolling. So the best thing that you could do to help us out is to share this, tag your friends, let them know, hey, something important is going on. The Experience Local is happening where they're talking about faith, family, and local business. It's all about believers in business. And so,
absolutely.
So thankful to have that, Scott.
And, we also broadcast on KWIL and KYKN. So thank you for the stations for believing in the Experience Local and allowing us to occupy the airwaves there. But if people want to learn more, they can always go to our website. We've got a great website, local.theexperience.video. And from there, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel for the Experience. You can also subscribe to Russ's YouTube channel where he's got his shows that come out. The Marketing with Russ every Monday and Thursday. And then let's see, that's Mondays and Thursdays. And then Thursday afternoon, Russ Reels, which is a great panel discussion. And you can learn all about those, as well as my show, the Waco Experience, an American Story, which is a podcast everywhere people listen to such things. So local.theexperience.video. And you can even get a copy of our books there, like Life Happens and Then You Choose.
That's it. Life happens and then you choose. And I'm so thankful to be able to bless people. I've been so blessed myself, so thankful for all those that have been praying for me. And if people don't know the latest, it's a new chapter in my cancer journey, in the cancer journey. And so it is, I'm just so thankful for all of you who are praying. And I know that God's got this because God is not done with me yet. No, he's not. So I am moving forward and thankful. And Scott, I am just blessed by so many believers in our communities that are willing to step up for Jesus, step up for their faith in the midst of all the business stuff they're trying to deal with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm just going to put a shout out for the conference you'll be speaking at again, I believe, this year. Tim Sohn's Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. And it's going to be timed with the release of a book that you're also working on and leading here.
Yes, yes. Intentional perspective, joy, keeping joy when life gets messy. I think that's right. But anyway, all the information will be in the comments. So if you are interested, we're going to have 20 authors coming together approximately and sharing their amazing chapter around this topic. And so I'm really, really excited about that. Scott, you're going to be in there. Going to be an amazing chapter that you have as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about being able to participate with that. Kathy Dirksen is a fabulous person to work with. I encourage people to learn more about this. They can go to inspiredtenacity.now.site/intentional_perspect, and that will get them to the book and learn more about it. But always reach out to either Russ or myself, and we will direct you. You don't have to remember all those websites and stuff. You just go Russ at russhedge.com and Scott at dscottsmith.com, and life is easy.
Yes, life is easy. You got this. So thankful for everybody and their support. And Scott, been praying for you, and you're looking so good. So thankful. You know what? Life is all about just showing up in the midst of challenges. Every day of our lives, life happens, and then we choose. And you and I have both experienced some real big life choices. But you know what? God is still good, and we're still there in the midst of it. And I'm thankful for that. So
yeah, I'm living on the prayers of saints around the world, just like you are, Russ.
Yeah, exactly. So good. Want to give another shout out to our amazing sponsors: McCrory Digital, Kelly Capital and Country, Independent Merchant Brokers, Kaiser Computer IT, and Door, Discover Oregon Real Estate. Amazing friends and sponsors. Thank you so much for that. And with that, Scott, I think we should get our guest in and get chatting.
Absolutely. I'm excited to hear from Joel.
All right, everybody. Joel is going to be amazing. So make sure you're tagging your friends. Let them know we're on. Okay, we got his big intro. Here we go.
There.
Okay, and the crowd, I clicked on him, but for some reason he didn't come on. There he is.
Yeah, good morning, fellas. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, so thankful and grateful to have you on this morning, Joel. Hey, listen, we're going to start off with the basics. Who in the world is Joel Hills? What are you up to?
Sure. Yeah, I'm 28 years old, small town kid, born and raised Detroit Lake, Oregon. So 200 people in the winter and about 2,000 people in the summer when the lake's full. I was telling one of my friends last week, I think every kid should grow up at Detroit Lake, Oregon, because it was a great childhood. Riding bikes, crashing bikes, swimming, water skiing, spending time outdoors. And that's where I really, this is you're talking about faith, family, and business. That's where I saw God's hand first, was just in the beauty, growing up in that natural environment, having fun with my friends. So that's where I'm from. I'm married. We're expecting our first child in August, so that's coming up. That's the thing I'm most excited about. I'm smiling ear to ear most days now, just waiting for that beautiful little baby girl that's coming in August. Been married for 6 years with my wonderful wife, Kaylee, and faith, family, and now my business are what is very important to me. So that's who I am. That's what I'm about.
That's right. Congratulations on the new baby girl. You can when she's born, look at those tiny hands and look at that little tiny pinky finger and realize that no matter, even though it's so small, all of Joel is going to be wrapped all around it.
I think that's 100% true. I think already I'll do whatever she wants.
Yep. Already. So let's tell us about your business. What problem do you solve, and who do you help?
Yeah, sure. So we try to be as helpful as we can. My business is called Assured Travel, and it's basically a travel agency. What we do is we try to help people in two ways, either with our expertise in booking the right experience, for your family or your special getaway with your partner, whatever it is. So we try to offer that experience as a way to help people. And the other thing is, we often have access to exclusive promotions or hunt down the best promotions, incentives to book your travel. So we're either saving people money or we are trying to cultivate the best experience for people. And it doesn't cost anything to use our service. We're paid by the supplier, whoever it is, cruise line, resort, theme park, whatever you're booking, we get paid directly from them. So we're free to use for people. So I say, if you want, to save a little bit of time, or you want to use our expertise, find the best deal, whatever it may be, we're happy to help. We love to help people
Well,
create those vacations.
I'm gonna jump in and say I'm a big fan of your type of business. Back in the old days, when we would travel, our family, I would always go to our local travel agent, and of course that was early on. It was before the internet days. Internet travel came on. It kind of hurt a lot of the travel industry, but I'm seeing a resurgence. And I was just talking to someone here in Texas that is doing something similar, and the deals that he gets on these cruises and these different packages, unbelievable prices. Can you just give us kind of an example of some of the things that you're seeing, and how people can take advantage of that?
Yeah, so cruises are a great example. It's like the beginning of the month, the cruise line sends me their sheet of, when's the sales, when are the deals, all of those things. So it's like I'll be telling my family and friends, oh, we should book this on Thursday. And then if you book with me, I have an exclusive offer for, whatever is going on that month, free gratuities, extra onboard credit, whatever it is. So we are hunting those deals. And then one thing that I see with my clients is it is nice to have a small local business help you with that. Sometimes they'll call a bigger, booking agency. Everyone knows who they are, and they're trying to add on, every little extra expense that they can for these people. It's like I had clients come in here last week to book a cruise, and they were on the phone with another booking agency. And I was like, I don't even know how they got them to that price, but it was thousands of dollars cheaper, when they came in here and worked with me. So that's what makes me feel good, is to be able to help those people that maybe it's their first cruise, or maybe they're just whatever it is that their need is. It's like we try to, fill those needs and be as honest as we can. um, One thing when I was creating this business and reflecting on my faith, the golden rule of Christianity is treat others like you would like to be treated, or love your neighbor, as yourself. It's like what's going to be the golden rule of assured travel? And what I came down to was it's service over sales. So it's not about making the biggest sale, but it's about, serving our clients, serving our customers. So that's what we try to do, and that's what we try to offer, to our clients.
I think that's amazing. And you really can tell that when you're not making the person any money, but they're still helping you and giving you great attention. And I love that. That is so great, Joel. One of our sponsors, who is Independent Merchant Brokers, I am probably the smallest client they have, and they treat me like a king in spite of the fact that I'm probably the smallest, and they support me here. So, it's just amazing. Those kind of things mean so much to people, and people love to get together with their families and do do the vacations, but they need help because they don't know how to get the best deals like you do. So talk a little bit more about that, because I love to travel, and people come to you and they say, listen, I don't have a big budget, but I really need a good deal and I want to do X, Y, Z. Where do you start with them?
Sure. So, the first thing I would like to touch on is you mentioned family travel, and that is something where a lot of people don't realize, but you can save a lot of money when you get those groups established, and it's different for different industries. Like if you're going to a resort, standard is about if you book 5 rooms, you're classified as a group. And then we can unlock all kinds of benefits and perks and cheaper rates, when you are established as that group. So traveling as a family is great. With cruise lines, it's eight. cabins is the standard. It's not always the case, but usually it's 8 cabins, and then you have a group rate, so everyone's going to save a lot of money. The cruise line's going to incentivize you in other ways also. So that is a great way to save money. And then I do love when people come to me and they say, "Hey, we are on a budget, but we want to do this with our family. We want to take our kids here, whatever it is." It's like someone asked me, they're like, "Do you even do, budget trips?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I would be happy to help you do that." So we emailed back and forth, talked on the phone, and when was the best time to leave, for your flight? What's the cheapest day to get these tickets? If you stay here, how much is this? And sometimes it's not always, I book primarily hotels and resorts. People do a lot of vacation rentals, which sometimes are cheaper, sometimes they're more expensive, but those are things that we can look into for you, even though we're not going to make a commission, booking you an Airbnb. It's like, I'll send you the link, here's a good, well-reviewed Airbnb that's a little bit cheaper. Whatever it is, we're trying to create the best experience for those people.
And here on the Experience Local, Joel, we talk about how you integrate faith into your business and family. Tell us about your perspective.
Yeah, I think when I think about doing my life, it's uh guided by my faith, and the guide is always, how are you going to treat people? I'm a firm believer in the best way to share my faith is by treating people how Jesus would treat them, by loving people how Jesus would love them. So that's what motivates me when I wake up, is I want to be the person that is God's hands and feet hugging people. I'm not usually the biggest microphone, person, like talking and doing all that, and that's been a challenge in my business, but I am the person, or I try to be the person that will sit with you, talk with you, make you feel important, because you are. I truly believe that. And then that gets integrated into my business again with how I try to treat my clients. It is um, trying to respect them, listen to them, understand what their needs are, and support those needs the best way that I can. So as far as my faith integrated into my life and then integrated in that business, I think it's how I treat people, and um, that's the guiding factor for me.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, because it's so important. I mean, people go to a service business like you because they want to be treated good and taken care of, right? And you could be the kickoff to the vacation of a lifetime by being positive, cheery, upbeat, and taking care of them, right? I loved it back in the days when I was younger. We used to always do that. We had a travel agent friend, and they would take care of all the stuff. And for some reason nowadays I take care of that. I'm not sure why, but anyway, I loved it when I could just say, and they would say, I would love to, I've got these great ideas and great deals, and they would do it and come back to me. Treating people that way is it's so impactful. It's so impactful in life. And I love also the fact that you're a family coming together, and you're inspired. You and your wife both work together, I understand. And then your whole family involved, or your wife and you at this point. Tell me how important that is to you, being able to have
Yeah,
time with her.
sure. So I transitioned into this career from being an electrician. So I was a blue collar, tradesman, and I liked many aspects of that, but I was traveling a lot, working a lot, and I was thinking about, starting a family. It's like, I need to be home more. I need to have more energy, have more to give, my family. And I was the one always booking, the trips, working for our vacations, and then booking up my wife and I's trips, my parents' trips, my aunt and uncles, whoever it was. And I'll travel, something that I've always been passionate about and really enjoyed. So I just was researching, how can I turn this into a career? How can I make this into a living? And one of the things that I have appreciated so much is how my family and friends have band together to make this thing successful for me. It is my wife works full time as an instructional assistant at the local high school. She's an incredibly patient, caring asset there. And then she writes the blog, for Assured Travel. She works on the web, updates the website. She sends out the thank you cards. So she is like a superhero, growing a baby, helping grow this business, and still working at the school. And my mom, helps. She ran a business for many years. So I'm always calling her, how do I file this? How do I do this? And she's helpful there. And then my friends are the incredible supports as well. Their encouragement when I need it. They're sharing my posts, doing all those things. So one thing that I've realized in this new business venture is just how unbelievably precious those people are that will work with you and support you. This business feels incredibly personal to me too. It is a service that I'm providing, so it feels like a part of me. And then to have these people support that does mean the world.
So reminding people, we've got Joel Hills from Assured Travel on the Experience Local, live with Russ and Scott, believers in business. And one of the things, Joel, that I was thinking about is how we learn about ourselves when we travel. I mean, it's fun to go see places and learn, but when you travel, you also experience yourself. And so tell us about some of the trips that you've taken and some of the discoveries that you've made over time.
Sure. I think one of the things about travel that I absolutely love is experiencing different cultures and different people. I think we're all God's children, so it's fun to go and experience a different culture, a different, totally different set of people, and then see that humanity still, runs strong and flows through all that. One of the most impactful trips I've been on was actually a short-term mission trip that I went on to South Africa. I think it was in 2014, and maybe it was a little earlier, maybe it was 2012. But to see these people, coming from the United States of America, coming from a middle class family, traveling to Africa and seeing people live a totally different lifestyle, a totally foreign, you know, lifestyle to anything that I had seen here in the United States. We went to Deep Sloot, which was they call it a squatter camp. There's 2 million people in 2 square miles. And walking through that, and at first I was frustrated. I was a young, kid, and I was like, this is unfair. What's going on here? But then these people would come running out of their house. They would grab a thing of grass, from outside their house, and they would start sweeping out their house. Please come in. Please come talk to me. Please come fellowship, spend time with me. You know, they were so friendly, so kind, and it really spoke to my heart where it's like gratitude is a choice, like your your perspective on life is a choice. Like these people could be living in a situation that is foreign to me, that's frustrating to me, but they weren't frustrated. They were happy. They had joy. It's like, of course, then I can have that. So that's that kind of travel, that was with a church organization. That was different, you know, than a lot of what I do, but it still is a trip. It still is getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of your, whatever day-to-day life. So I love traveling for that aspect. And then, more along the lines of what we do as a short travel, booking people vacations. I just truly believe that getting out in God's creation, God's, beautiful earth, exploring that is a great way to connect. I love one of my favorite memories of my entire life is my wife and I were snorkeling on a cruise excursion, and there's a cave in the side of this island, and we're snorkeling through this cave. There's all kinds of coral at the bottom and thousands of fish, and I'm holding my wife's hand, and we're swimming through the ocean, and I just it's like life doesn't get any better than this, like this is what it's all about, is just being able to spend that time with her and be so happy, and uh they say when you go on a cruise, the only, thing you have to worry about, the only question you have is what do you have for dinner? And I think that it is just nice to have those breaks, in life
Yeah.
and everything. And
Yeah.
my wife's favorite part, sorry to go on and on, but you guys have me talking about my passion, what I get excited about. So the last thing I want to say is my favorite part of cruising too, and my wife's, is connecting with some of those crew. There's people that work from all over the world and come to work on those cruise ships, and they are the friendliest, nicest people. Part of it is it's their job, but you get to know them, and they're genuinely, wonderful people. And then when you have that interest in them, it does mean a lot. You can actually connect with those people. It's like, oh, do you have kids? Where are you from? And all of a sudden they're excited, lighting up, and telling you about their family, and you get to tell them about your family, and you get to connect with those people. So it's not just about enjoying that incredible, cruise ship. Um, if you take the time, there's some incredible people that, work on there, and everything else too. So
That is so amazing, Joel. I mean, I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed snorkeling in some pretty amazing places. But listen, I have to be the responsible host. We're almost to the end of the show. I just need to have you give us a short gold nugget, what you really want people to remember from today's show of our discussion, and also how do they get in touch with you? Got a couple minutes. Go ahead.
sure. So the best way, if you want to reach me directly, is my email address. That's joel@getassuredtravel.com. Our website is getassuredtravel.com. The gold nugget I would like to leave people with is we are happy to help you. Whatever that looks like for you, booking your vacation, visiting family, taking your kids, on that once in a lifetime trip, or maybe you're a person looking to book your first cruise. We would genuinely love to help you with that process. I'm passionate about it. I hope you can tell. So yeah, getassuredtravel.com, joel@getassuredtravel.com. That's my email. Connect with us. We work standard office hours. If you prefer to meet in person, a lot of what we do is over the phone online, but I do have an office space. That's where I am now. And we can meet by appointment. We do have a special promotion going on right now with Celebrity Cruises, and that's a bonus $200 onboard credit exclusively when you book with Assured Travel. So if you want to go on a cruise, Celebrity is a great cruise line, and you can sail with a bonus $200 onboard credit. So yeah, we would love to hear from you.
There you go. There you go. So great. Hey, Joel, what a blessing. What an honor to have you on the show today. Thanks so much for the great information. Want to remind everybody to reach out to Joel. All of his contact information is clickable. Just click on it in the comments or the show notes. If you're listening on audio podcast or on the radio, you can go to local.theexperience.video, and this episode will be there on our YouTube page, and you can actually get all that information later. So don't do it while you're driving. Don't stop your life completely. It's all still there available for you because it sits on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook after this show. So you can go back to it and get that information. So thanks so much for that. And Joel, we're going to say goodbye on screen here. Hang tight for just a second in the green room, but thanks so much for being here.
Thank you guys so much.
Nice to talk with you, Joel. Yeah, I'm excited for that, for his business, travel business. So much easier, especially if you're doing a family reunion or something, whether you're going to a hotel, you're going to do it on a cruise ship. Just tell them, here's what we want to do. Here's where we want to go. Here's a budget, and let them do the work.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. That is the way to go. So it is a lot of work to do it by yourself. And so, yes, I agree 100% with that. And Scott, as always, you're such a blessing to me. Thanks so much for being here today and always being my friend.
Russ, just always great to hang out with you. I love Mondays and Wednesdays because we get to do our shows, The Experience Local, here on Mondays, and The Experience Live with Russ and Scott every Wednesday. I encourage people, go to local.theexperience.video, learn all about what we got going on, connect up with us, and send us a message. We would love to find out what's going on in your world.
We certainly would. And until next time, have an amazing week and enjoy
your local experience.
That's it.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.